Hi! Today we were going to review something and do something really in-depth, but then this arrived. Where do we start? So there's a store in Germany, a very old stationery store by the name of Fritz Schimpf, and they've been around for a long time. In recent years, they have been doing collaborations with MontBlanc and Pelican, mostly in the realm of italic nibs. And so I remember a while ago they did a Pelican italic nib, and a few years back they also did an italic 146. But these things were not within my realm of possibility even like a few years back. But I saw this pop up this time, after a few years waiting around the pool, the cesspool that is like fountain pens. It was like, oh, this is a flexy stub. I need to get this. And speaking of flexy stubs, so one reason why I was interested was because for quite a long while, MontBlanc has been offering bespoke nib services. Basically, you buy a pen from their boutique at full price, and for a chunk of money that is way more than the cost of the pen you just bought, you can ask for a nib swap to a special sort of nib, including stuff like the signature nib, giant 6B, EEF, flex, a what they call a 45 degree, like nib goes here, a 45 degree tipping sort of thing, which is sort of like the Naginata Architect, but not quite, because it's not refined, it's just like a chunk of tipping. Those are beyond the means of most people. But what this is a for less than the cost of 149 plus a bespoke nib, you can get a flexi stub, which I sort of feel is like an evolution or the next step after their 2019 release of the calligraphy nib, which is sort of like MontBlanc's foray into flex. It's not a foray, it's more like they took their bespoke nib option and then found a way to produce or like sell it at a more close to normal 149 nib price. And actually, for 2020, they offered a Chinese, like after doing soft flex last year, this year 2020, they're offering a Chinese calligraphy nib. So it's a a bit naginata, and the tipping is a little bit triangular or trapezoidal, because architecture styles are slightly more convenient for like Asian scripts, like Chinese and Japanese. Anyway, that's one thing. This is like a similar offering, but for one store. So, came in the box. I also got some other stuff, which I'll show you later. But here it is. This is a normal 149 box. Oh no. Goodbye service. No, service guide. Doesn't matter. Not warranty, no sticker or anything. The box. A very nice box. And a card telling you what you got. MontBlanc X Fritz Schimpf, special edition. This is called The Expressive. Yes, we finally got to what should be the title of this video, The Expressive. La-di-da, 150th anniversary, italic flex nib, MontBlanc X Fritz Schimpf special edition, based on 149, 18K, they're all 18K these days. The italic cut facilitates varying line width in both horizontal and vertical strokes. They're saying it goes from around 0.18 millimeters to 1.6 millimeters. These dimensions are highly ideal for highly individualized cursive writing, printing, or sketching. It has the MontBlanc calligraphy nib thing these days, which is like the triple S. And they tell you about whatever. Excessive writing pressure is not recommended and may damage the nib. Very smooth pressure may significantly reduce the pressure of writing. This thing. Anyway, so comes with this, and we have the box, which they printed the extra stuff on. That's sort of cool. Inside is a regular 149, or like a regular 149 calligraphy. It has a calligraphy sticker, like, what nib size is this? B? 03B? No, it's triple S. That appears on all the calligraphy nibs. It's a very normal 149 on the outside, except when you get to the nib, it looks like that. And they also sent me a notepad, which has 50 pages or something. 50 sheets of blank with a guide sheet up front, and possibly some blotting sheets. I'm not entirely sure. I've had instances where like people online have been like, oh no, I bought a notebook and the paper is really The first question you should ask the person with this problem is, did you just start writing on the blotting sheet? Which has happened more than once. They also sent over 2 jars of ink. They're very nice of them. Small gift for a big purchase. It's very thoughtful though. 30 ml of fountain pen ink by Fritz Schimpf. You've got Fritz Rod and Gevittevolk. So I guess we should ink with one of these. Like, at this point, I would like to do some comparisons, but that would involve owning the original Calligraphy Flex nib, which I do not. And because it's just arrived today, I didn't have time to compare it with the original Flex nib. I'm planning several Flex-related videos later. I'm not sure how I'll present them, but at a later date, I will compare this with the regular 149 and also the 146 MontBlanc calligraphies. That'll be the direct comparison. Although, the closest thing that I can actually compare this to, what comes to mind is actually there are not that many calligraphy flex nibs on the market. There aren't that many stub nibs in the first place. It's really like not a common thing. I mean, thankfully it's been popularized by Twisby and whatnot, but soft flex is not usually a factory option, which is what makes this sort of cool. I guess a while ago, one of my regretful purchases was I think Conklin did a full sterling Conklin pen, and it had the very soft, smushy bunch of nib options, and I grabbed the stub, a very soft stub, but it was very mushy and very wet and not much line variation, and it would run out of ink really quickly within the page because it was just dumping out so much ink, and didn't like it. Felt a little baby's bottom. Oh, it's right here. Needle's pen folder. How convenient. I was doing other stuff this morning, which is why this is around. Which thing was it? Yeah, this thing. Sitting here gathering dust and like whatever. This thing by Conklin. Sterling, Conklin, Toledo, USA. This is a sort of stubbish, very soft and mushy. Did not like it. Too round, couldn't really get line variation. It now sits here collecting patina. Are we going to look at Leo's pen folder one day? Maybe, but this isn't even my primary pen folder anymore. I don't know how I organize my stuff. I get trays here and trays there. Anyway, not related. So, there is no comparison to other factory soft italics. At least not many, and not easily accessible. So, the next best thing are Leo's other flexi stubs. Behold, ignore the bodies. The bodies don't matter. What matters is the nibs inside. In here, I've got a few very early generation 14C M800 nibs. Very early, first generation. I've got a B and an OBB in 14C, and not only that, the important part is they have been binderized. They've been modified to be crisp and springy, soft, bouncy, whatever. They are not your average nibs. Granted, neither is this. But at least this is sort of like available on order. These nibs inside are difficult to find, and I don't think Richard Binder does them anymore. So like flex and italic, I think FP nibs will do them even on like 18C stuff if you ask him and pay him or whatever. I have a friend who has asked for a few from FP nibs, and they've been really nice. It also came with a very nice card with what I guess is a skyline of the city, and a letter saying, "Thank you very much for a kind order. Hope that you experienced years full of writing pleasure with The Expressive. Please don't have any problems." Very helpful. We have to do writing samples. We have to ink it first. Let's get some tissue. Alright, let's use the B. The B is probably the closest. 2 pens, 2 inks. So while I unpack these, I actually have 3 in my vicinity because me and my friends ordered some. I had to check the veracity of the contents of the boxes, and so I took them all out. And since I took them all out, I also took some group photos as well. So I did get to look at them. They're pretty consistent, fairly identical. But oh dear. But they do look individually hand finished. You can see on the underside of the nib, I can see machine work, sanding. It's not just like glossy gold plated whatever finish. So they are hand done, which I suppose so, because it's a delicate task. If you think about like italics and flex in general, especially when you try and make it using like modern manufacturing methods, it's quite difficult. You have to change from your original nib. You have to change the shape, change the thickness, while maintaining the structural integrity of the tines in the nib without them like splaying. And so it's more like a hand manual labor thing more than like I'll just shove it in the machine and like it will automatically and like give you a flex nib. I think maybe somehow Pilot has managed with the FA nibs, but that's not what we're talking about right now. And so it is quite difficult, and especially for italic nibs, where then you also have to like in the process of shaping it, you have to keep that floppy fat tine like even, and you don't want to affect the tipping too much and like keep it sort of sharp. So let's ink it up a little bit. We don't want to go all the way because I don't know when I'm going to finish using these. This is Stormy Blue. Okay, don't want too much, just a little. Time to feed. I actually have some scratches, some minor scratches, surface scratches on this M800 because I was posing it on some rocks near the Golden Gate Bridge a few years back. But it's fine. It's surface scratches. It'll buff out. We could use this paper. I probably trust it, but all right. Let's hope this is good enough. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we're good. Right. This is a. Alright, no flex. MontBlanc X Fritz Schimpf. How does MontBlanc do this? S E 149 The Expressive. Impressions, you can hear it. It's very smooth, like pencil-y smooth, more like a 2B, 3B. As you can see from the sample, the edges are quite good. They're not like a stub. It's pretty crisp. Let's go for No pressure? Oh no, it railroaded. Okay, that's too much, but it's fine there. Fill this in. And so that's too much pressure, but I was pushing quite a bit. So it does do quite nice pressure line variation. And under normal situations, which is how I usually use it, it's a nice, crisp, metallic. The best comparison is this M100, which I think is fine. Let me just put it down here. This is a Pelican M800 14CB, but it's been modified, so this is not a completely fair comparison. It's similar wetness. It's like pretty. I like how the 149 isn't too wet. Like it's wet enough to, it's wet enough to keep up with most of the nib. This is how this one looks like. Soft, medium, hard. Okay. It's pretty cool how they managed to keep it, like, it is sort of wetter than a normal 149 feed, and they're still using a plastic one. So it's like they didn't switch to ebonite or anything. Very curious right now if how modern this is. If this is the most modern, which it should be, they might not even have glue between the nib unit and the body. Don't do that at home, kids. Yep. Anyway, so in recent years, MontBlanc has just stopped even bothering gluing their nib units in. Guys, do you know what this means? Now, it means I can shove this. How far away is it? It means I can shove this in my fake 149 demonstrator. I don't really like to advertise fake, like, imitation products. Somewhere on the internet, some dude makes bodies. I'd like to show this. Some dude makes bodies, and it's just bodies, and they take modern nib units. It's not a super duper replica because the parts, the mechanism, everything, the shapes are similar. The mechanisms are slightly different, but oh great, yeah. Well, I can now save on like scratching this body. But I put ink in it already, so I guess I'll use it for a while first. Anyway, it's pretty cool. It's crisp. It's soft. Not that I've used it for much softness, but it does mean that the ride will be fun. Just dry it. Like, oh no, I can't spell. Take two. So like, for example, if I had to just like, oh, if I had to play around with it, yeah, it is a very fun nib. It is bouncy. The railroading is half feed, half ink. Red ink is not known for like being a more cohesive, viscous substance. I guess that's why I like blue a lot more. Blue inks, I feel, it's not scientifically proven. Blue, and especially like the pigmented nano sailor black stuff, they're really sticky. and so I feel like I get a lot less railroading with certain colors or types of inks. But apart from that, it's fun. It makes me happy. There you go. This is the MontBlanc X Fritz Schimpf The Expressive. Oh yeah. How much was it? I forgot. It was probably like... It's on their website. More than the cost of a regular MontBlanc, so more than 1,000 USD. Was it worth it? In support of someone making an attempt to fill a niche in the market, as a factory, but like default option, pretty cool. Worth supporting if you like having this stuff, or if you collect 149s, well then you gotta buy this. You have no choice, right? Otherwise, you might probably like if this is not the moral of the video, but like if you want a flexi stub, this is not your cheapest solution. There are definitely cheaper solutions out there. Like find something slightly soft and ask a nibmeister to grind it or something, or like I mentioned the site. I think they do pretty good work as well. But there are probably others. Inquire around, ask if they can like make something sharp, italic, and soft, and it should probably, the cost of buying a pen and doing the aftermarket service should probably be less than this. But this is a 149, and it has a cool box. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, whenever it is.